Well, this might be a rather ridiculous hat I'm wearing, but it has a very serious message because we're using this in the posters for our Nightcap campaign. Nightcap is all about the serious issue of driver fatigue. Drivers' hours regulations were brought in to reduce fatigue and keep passengers safe, and no one would argue that they weren't necessary. But what happens when drivers are forced to share rooms on trips with other drivers who keep them awake, or they're given rooms in noisy areas of a hotel? It results in drivers not getting enough sleep, and they may not be fully alert when they drive. In February 2014, Nightcap was set up. Well over 1,000 drivers are now supporting the campaign because they're worried about the safety of children on trips abroad, and they want to get home safely to their own families. Busk has learnt that up to 30% of coach crashes are linked to driver fatigue, and most of them during overnight drives, either in the very early hours of the morning or at the end of a shift. Let's look at the last day of a trip abroad. It's a legal requirement to provide drivers with a daybed, but all too often we're hearing about drivers being checked out of their hotel after breakfast. The teachers and pupils then go off for another day of activities, leaving the drivers hanging around all day without anywhere to rest or sleep. The party often leave at around 9 p.m. to start a 21-hour drive back to the UK. This is shared between two drivers. Remember, if they've been awake all day and all evening, they'll now have to stay alert, awake and driving all through the night. Many drivers report they struggle to stay alert, and it can be made worse if they've had disturbed sleep all week caused by having unsuitable rooms. So what's the solution? Well, it's simple. When schools book their trip through the tour operator, they should have it written into the contract that all drivers will have their own room in a quiet area of the hotel. This will cost each parent just £10 extra approximately on top of the cost of their trip. Tour operators are legally obliged to book drivers into suitable accommodation that allows them to sleep. But Busk has found that some companies aren't doing this in order to cut costs so that they get bookings from schools. European Heritage is the first tour operator to publicly support Nightcap. It always ensures that drivers have their own rooms to the same standard as the party they're driving. We believe if they can do it, so can the others. If you see this logo on a tour operator's website, you know their drivers are given proper accommodation that allows them to sleep. If you're a parent, would you pay an extra £10 to ensure your child's safety? To find out more about Nightcap, please contact Busk and sign our petition calling on the Education Minister to act. If you sign it, please also share it with your friends. Thank you.